adjust your sets. Welcome to the Oswald Cobblepot.
Daniels be ordered to turn over all evidence in the shooting within the next 15 days. Attorney John Stallman's request claims Kenneth Melanson's family needs to review the material as soon as possible because of the emotional nature of the issue. Melanson was shot and killed February 28th by Fruita police officer Daniel Dalley. District Attorney Frank Daniels ruled last Friday that Dalley was justified in using deadly force. The Melanson's attorney fought to have a court order signed to stall the investigation. Daniels released portions of a videotape taken by a police surveillance camera inside the officer's car. A 14-year-old
Fruita police officer last month wants a copy of the videotape of the incident. In documents filed in Mesa County District Court, Bill Melanson asked that the district attorney turn over the complete tape as well as witness statements and investigative documents. News West 5 last week also requested a copy of the complete videotape. In filing papers under the open records law, we asked for the tape or a written response. We have received neither, although District Attorney Frank Daniels did allow all the media to view the tape last Friday. That's when Daniels ruled that Officer Dan Dalley acted correctly in the shooting death of Kenneth Melanson on February 28th. Dalley reportedly chased him to his father's home where Dalley shot Melanson to death. Melanson was unarmed.
When News West 5 continues, St. Mary's Hospital is adding on.
Sketch of a suspect in an assault case. Now sheriff's deputies need your help finding this man and his accomplice. It happened shortly before 2 in the afternoon on March 3rd.
Speak out against the shooting death of Dean Melanson 3 weeks ago. Good evening, I'm Sarah Owens. Thank you for joining us. About 25 people met at Fruita Circle Park today. They're demanding better training and screening of Grand Valley law enforcement. The protest was sparked by the death of Melanson in February. Melanson was shot to death by David Dalley, who stopped him for driving under the influence. News West 5's Valerie Sukhavati has the story.
I think that there needs to be more respect for human life. It's a crime to drive drunk. And it's very, very stupid to get yourself so drunk that you're out of control and not taking care of yourself. But I expect more of our policemen.
That was the issue today in Fruita Circle Park as people gathered to protest once again against Grand Valley law enforcement. They say they want police officers to have better training and screening. The protest was instigated by the death of Dean Melanson, a Fruita resident who was shot and killed 3 weeks ago by Fruita officer Daniel Dalley. Melanson's common-law wife and her family were at today's protest. How has this affected your family?
I can't even put it into words. I really can't.
What do you hope?
No.
District Attorney Frank Daniels has already stated Officer Dalley was justified in shooting Melanson because Melanson reached into his pocket.
You don't come near me, sir, I will shoot.
He had a lot of people that loved him. A lot of people. And a lot of good memories with him. A lot.
We talked to the Fruita Police Department today. We asked them for a comment. They refused. One officer says the sooner this issue dies down, the better. As for Kimberly O'Brien and the Melansons, they are taking legal action. And for them, their battle has just begun. In Fruita, Valerie Sukhavati, News West 5.
Palisade resident Mary Shera organized the protest. She says Fruita police fully cooperated in giving her a permit for the political demonstration. The group will meet in Fruita Circle Park again tomorrow. Republican Senator
Investigation of the shooting of Kenneth Melanson. Monson says such investigations are common, but not done in every police shooting. Meanwhile, Monson released the full videotape of the shooting to News West 5 today. The tape records the shooting of Melanson by Officer Daniel Dalley. District Attorney Frank Daniels has cleared Dalley of any wrongdoing, and the Fruita police are doing their own investigation.
As juvenile violence continues to...
HACT News 8. This.
Holding a hearing this week in connection with last month's Fruita police shooting. The review is standard procedure whenever a weapon is discharged by a police officer. The 3-member board includes 2 police officers, one of whom is not a member of the Fruita PD, and a member of the police commission. The three will meet in private to go over evidence obtained in a Mesa County Sheriff's investigation earlier this month. When they finish their work, they'll make a recommendation to the Fruita Police Chief Chris Monson, who will decide if any further action needs to be taken in the matter. Earlier this month, District Attorney Frank Daniels ruled 23-year-old Officer Dan Dalley used justifiable force in the deadly shooting of 32-year-old Kenneth Dean Melanson.
Fruita Police Chief Chris Monson says the FBI investigation is fairly common for a police shooting, but he says it doesn't happen in every shooting. Monson says federal investigators will likely try to determine if any civil rights were violated. The complete police videotape of last month's shooting was released to News West 5 this afternoon. Officer Daniel Dalley shot and killed Kenneth Melanson north of Fruita on February 28th. Melanson was unarmed but was shot following a heated confrontation with Dalley. The Mesa County District Attorney has ruled that the shooting was justified.
Topping our news today, the attorney for a Texas man accused of
Last Thursday
to death following a high-speed chase on the night of February 28th. Melanson was unarmed, but the tape shows that the shooting followed a heated argument. District Attorney Frank Daniels has ruled that the shooting was justified. The attorney for a man
videotape of the shooting of a man by a Fruita police officer. Fruita Police Chief says that the committee includes a Fruita officer, a Grand Junction officer, and a Fruita resident. The committee is doing a follow-up investigation of the shooting of Kenneth Melanson by Officer Daniel Dalley on February 28th. Melanson was unarmed, but the tape shows that the shooting followed a heated confrontation. Mesa County District Attorney Frank Daniels has ruled that Dalley acted properly in the incident. And I'll have the weather right after this.
Department policies when he fatally shot a man last month. Officer Dan Dalley shot Kenneth Dean Melanson on February 28th after pulling Melanson over for a suspected DUI. A videotape of the incident appears to show Melanson threatened Dalley and rushing at him before being shot. Mesa County District Attorney Frank Daniels reviewed the case and said Dalley was justified. The Fruita Review Board convened last week and reviewed all evidence in the case. Dalley has now been taken off administrative leave and is cleared to return to work. Dalley's attorney Randy Brown says Dalley could return to work within the next few days. Fruita Police Chief Chris Monson says attorneys for Fruita have advised him not to comment about this case, pending the outcome of a civil suit against the town. All evidence in the shooting has been turned over to the FBI for a review of whether or not Melanson's civil rights were violated. An attorney for the Melanson family calls the Fruita Review Board's findings a cover-up. Funeral services are
administrative leave and is now eligible to return to work. Neither the chief nor Dalley were available for comment due to possible legal action pending. The Melanson family does not want to comment until advised by the attorney they've hired to bring suit in the case. Some reactions from Grand Valley citizens.
I understand that the cop was scared because the dude was reaching back and stuff, but the cop has mace and a baton and stuff. He just shot him in the leg or something.
But the police have to be able to defend themselves. The guy came at him. He was obviously intoxicated, and I don't know what else the officer could do in a situation like that.
But I think I would like to see it investigated more than it was and just not swept under the carpet.
With the FBI's investigation of possible civil rights violations in this incident and possible legal action being brought by the family of Kenneth Melanson, it could be some time before we hear from all parties involved. Jim Petty, News West 5.
The Melanson's attorney released a statement this afternoon saying the family is not surprised that Dalley was cleared. The Melansons are still requesting that an independent prosecutor be assigned to the case.
Red Cross officials say
family of a Fruita man shot and killed by a Fruita police officer says the matter is being covered up as quickly as possible. The remark comes after a Fruita shooting review committee found Officer Daniel Dalley not in violation of department policies and procedures. Dalley is now free to come back to work. Kenneth Melanson was shot February 28th after allegedly rushing Dalley, who told Melanson repeatedly to keep his hands in the air. The FBI is currently reviewing all materials from the case to see if Melanson's civil
What you're about to see is very disturbing. Here's Tony Cox with an Inside Edition investigation.
Never in my wildest dreams could I believe that a Fruita cop could kill Dean in his dad's driveway. Never.
Everybody you talk to there, I mean, they either know the police were wrong or they agree that they were right.
It has drawn a line. People are on one side or the other.
The sleepy farm town of Fruita, Colorado will never be the same. The result of an encounter between a rookie cop and the drunk driver he was pursuing. It was a meeting that ended fatefully, leaving one of them dead and the residents of Fruita questioning if taking a life is ever justified. February 28, 1994, a Saturday night. The pursuit is captured on videotape by the camera mounted on the police car. The motorist is 34-year-old Dean Melanson, who ignores the Fruita policeman's repeated orders to pull over. After several minutes, Melanson finally pulls onto the dark, isolated gravel road that leads to his parents' home just beyond the city limits. Melanson stops and gets out. The tension quickly mounts. With his gun already drawn, the officer who was off camera is 23-year-old Dan Dalley. He is a rookie who has been on the tiny Fruita police force less than a year.
Put your hands up, sir.
He continues to warn the suspect to keep his hands up.
Sir, get back in your house, please.
At one point, another person, Melanson's father, also not seen on camera, approaches the scene from the right. Moments later, the suspect also approaches the police car from the right, challenging the officer and cursing him. What happens next is not completely seen on the video, but there is no mistaking its tragic consequence.
Put your hands back up where I can see them. Run away, or I'll kill you. You don't come near me, sir. I will shoot.
While Dean Melanson lay mortally wounded, hit by 3 of the 4 shots, Officer Dalley still insisted the suspect put up his hands.
Sir, put your hands up!
Melanson was taken by ambulance to a local hospital where he later died. His common-law wife and family had seen him drunk before, but never expected something like this.
Dean did have a drinking problem. Yes, Dean should have gone to jail for drunk driving. Yeah, he should have done that. That is what should have happened. I don't understand it any other way.
The tiny town of Fruita isn't used to problems like this. The last police shooting in Fruita was so long ago, nobody remembers exactly when. But the shooting of Dean Melanson the night of February 28th, captured on videotape for everybody to see, is one shooting the people here cannot forget. It is tearing the town apart. It has stirred up a lot of anger and more than a little mistrust among the citizenry. Few citizens, it seems, can agree on just who was at fault. The raging debate centers on 2 key issues. On one hand, Melanson's blood alcohol level measured 0.31, 3 times the legal limit. Dean's actions were clearly aggressive and threatening. But on the other hand, he was not armed, leading a lot of people to wonder if Melanson had to be shot to death to be stopped.
I think that there needs to be more respect for human life. It's a crime to drive drunk. And it's very, very stupid to get yourself so drunk that you're out of control and not taking care of yourself. But I expect more of our policemen.
It's a really sad situation. I think you can't bring a life back, but, you know, what can you do?
If the guy felt he was really in jeopardy, in my opinion, the only mistake he made was shooting more than once.
Some people are concerned about their own safety now.
Some are also questioning Officer Dalley's training.
The laws need to be looked at and changed so that deadly force is only used in extreme conditions.
Officer Dalley told investigators the night of the shooting that Melanson began charging toward him and put his right hand to his rear waistband, leading Dalley to believe Melanson was reaching for a weapon. But could it have been prevented? What would a more experienced officer have done? To determine if Dan Dalley was in fact properly trained to handle himself in these situations, we came here to find out. The Police Academy at Colorado Northwestern Community College in Rangeley.
You're under arrest. Put your hands above your head. Okay, turn around. Stop.
Dan Dalley graduated here third in his class. He received 625 hours of academy training, about average, though it is considerably less than many big city police academies like Los Angeles, for example, where cadets get 960 hours. Still, Dalley got hands-on training in arrest control techniques as well as firearms training in simulated life or death situations.
Put your hands above your head.
His grades in the arrest control, in the judgmental areas, in all areas, I would consider well above average. At no time did he ever give an indication that he would be anything but a very fine police officer, and have no reason to believe that any different today.
Officer Dalley is described as a rising star on the tiny 7-member Fruita police force with a good record. After an independent investigation by the Mesa County Sheriff's Department, the district attorney in Grand Junction ruled the shooting was, quote, tragic but justified. The Fruita Police Shooting Review Panel agreed, and Dalley was cleared to return to work, which he did 10 days ago. He had turned down several requests for interviews when I caught up with him at the end of his shift last week. He said he wanted to confer with his lawyer.
Right now I'm late for a meeting that I have, and I won't be talking to you until I
Can you even just say how the first day was?
Not right now. I actually have to be in Junction in 20 minutes for a hearing. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Officer Dalley was approved to go back to work last Thursday. He went back with no restrictions at all. But what Officer Dalley is going to do is to work with another officer for a brief period of time.
But the police know that the shooting has left folks fearful of the law. That hasn't happened around here before.
We'd like to think that that they're still able to go out and perform. You know, it's something like this, especially in a small community that doesn't have many of these types of incidents, thank goodness. It certainly does weigh on officers' minds.
It was a short encounter, but it was tragic. One life is lost, one town is damaged.
And one footnote here, the FBI in Denver is also investigating the incident for possible civil rights violations. Much more still.
Put your hands up, sir. Put your hands up. Sir, get back in your house, please. Put your hands up, sir.
25 affirmative, everything's 2 and 4 out there.
Put your hands up! Stop! Stop! Sir, stop now! Sir, step back away. Sir, get back in your house, now. I got a house. I'm not talking to you. Get your hands up. Get down on the ground. Sir, get back in your house, please. Put your hands up and we'll talk about it then.
I ain't got nothing to talk about. I'll have my lawyers right up, Howard. You got something to pull on.
Put your hands up, sir, where I can see them, please.
I don't got to put my hands up.
Now, will you keep them up, please?
I'm supposed to turn myself into jail today. You motherfuckers got a balls enough. You even know me?
No, I don't know you, sir.
I'll tell you who I am.
Keep your hands back where I can see them. Put your hands back up where I can see them.
Run away, or I'll kill you. You ain't shit.
Don't come near me, sir. I will shoot.
Oh,
Fire.
All units, shots fired, 1771 M Road, 1771 M Mary Road, 1914, Sam 4, copy. 1914.
Get your hands up, sir. Sir, put your hands up.
512.
We've already might head in that direction. They're asking for you to assist now.
Sir, get in your house now.
Confirming 501 out.
Sir, get back in your house.
1914.
Combination of the pursuit, they ended up in that residence. Hello?
He's right here.
1950.
I need a squad.
You got shots fired from the house or what?
For him. I shot him.
Okay. Is he armed still?
I don't know if he is armed at all.
Sir, get your hands up on the hood.
Put your hands up! Put your hands up!
EMS assignment to the rescue squad. Need you to respond to the stage reference of possible shooting 1771 Edison.
512.
Onto that location, it is not code 4 at this time. We'll advise 31 available, K9 337 1915. 512, I need a squad.
Copy at 1915. Can you advise extent of entries?
231. Going to be gunshot to the chest.
Copy. They have been paged 1916.
Is that area code 4, or do I need to start out that way also?
512, confirming the scene is code 4 now. Copy 1916. 45 copy.
A firm, I'll go on to the other call.
1916. 10-4.
Go ahead and continue code 1 traffic on this channel until we go see.
Copy 1917.
25, you can disregard it. Took care of itself, I guess. Okay. 10-4, 1917. Okay. Squad 31. Squad 31.
For now, what was the address again?
7-12.
512.
And then Dalley won't have them expedite.
1917. Please, the code 4.
That same is identified to me as no approach.
Really?
45 Sam 4, go ahead and head this way until we find out what we're going to need for containment, etc.
On the station, that copy? 18. Just want to let you know we had a crew over here.
Sam 462, I'm in Horizon Drive, I-70. 31,
You can respond to the scene. You can respond to the scene if you'd like. 501. 1918.
Huh?
Before I confirm it, 1781 M. Mary Road.
1771, 1771, Emerson Mary. 1919.
EMS assignment, ambulance 14, Premier ambulance. Injuries from a disturbance, 1713 Climber Way, 1712 Climber Way. Law enforcement will be en route, has not arrived as yet. NI 337, 1920. Fort Chumel.
1920.
Prayers en route. 1920.
Anyone's on scene.
1921. That's ambulance 14's en route to 1713 Climber Way. Copy at 1921, ambulance 14 Premier ambulance, be advised. Law enforcement will be en route to that location, however, has not arrived as yet. This is a male-female disturbance. The female is pregnant and possibly injured. We're attempting to obtain more information. She may be in a silver passenger car in a driveway 1713. 505.
505.
I'm en route. What was the information there?
That 1771, 1771, Emerson Mary Road. They are code 4. We are on code 1 traffic.
Copy.
1922.
Ambulance 14, Premier 1. Be advised the female subject is in a silver passenger car. She's possibly not to highway safety. They stated that she was bleeding, unknown further, except she was hospital, out to the hospital.
What?
Ambulance just passed Climber Way, just past the victim, going the opposite direction, 4-4. Ambulance 14, we're at Santa Clara and Highway 50. Copy at 1923 FBW, that may not be the one. 4-4. Slow down, we'll keep going. 48-10-4, copy. That's ambulance 14. Ambulance 14. Location of the victim now. Negative, VIP is last side of it, he's not certain. Respond to unit 1714, Climber Way, code 2. Premier 1, copy code 2. Ambulance 14, if you made contact with the victim. Negative, we've made contact with the RP and please watch that intersection at L1.5 and 17.5, there's a lot of gravel on it. Okay. Criminal 1 on scene. 1925.
Kenneth Cope.